here we are. Another day in isolation. I hope that you're taking this seriously. I know, there's a lot going on. And it feels like, wow, I'm healthy. I can do whatever I want with this. Um, that's not the point. The point is we want to reduce any instance of coronavirus as much as possible. So I appreciate that you're feeling well and whatever. Just think about necessity. I talked about this a little bit yesterday, and think about what you absolutely need right now. Do you need to see your friend for coffee? Do you need to, go to the grocery store just for more coffee? I don't know. It's kind of all about perspective and balance and all that. So, as we start this, I just want you to think about what your intention is for the world, for your life right now, for this exercise, for your day. What is it that you want to get out of the day? Hi, Joanne. Welcome. So happy to see you. But yeah, what's your intention? Why are you here? What are you doing? What's your focus? What do you, I don't know, ask the questions, ask yourself. That'll help you focus. A lot of things right now that are creeping up are relationships. Are you in a relationship that you want to be in? Are you seeing the people that you want to see? What are you focusing your energy on? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about the fact that this could be a really scary thing, but are you optimistic at the same time? Hi, James. Are you really putting focus into fear and, getting frustrated with people because they're taking the last roll of toilet paper? Yes, not gonna lie. Hi, Kim. Hi, Shane. Shim. Not gonna lie, thinking about someone just going to the grocery store and buying up all of the one thing, it's annoying, but are you fueling this fear with more fearful thoughts? Are you helping to realign everyone back into an optimistic, positive perspective? It really it seems pretty futile that we think, oh, I can make a difference, but then you realize, well, I'm only one person. Um, would that be Is that something that you think about? Are you thinking like, well, what can I do? Honestly, it starts with one person and then the ripples start. Like Gandhi basically created this amazing empire of people who, are the change that they want to see in the world. Hi, Miriam. Nice to see you too. Great. This is so good. I was just talking about perspective and intention. Hi, Kyle. Wow, everyone's like coming to see the booty workouts. I had to get a little bit serious there for a bit, but just think about what your intention is. Maybe your intention right now is just to get a really great butt, and that's okay too. There's no shame. Let's just, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like tuning into right now, whether it's yourself, whether it's a YouTube video, whether it's building a great butt, then that's okay. No shame. No shame. Just think about what it is that you want, focus on that, and acquire it. So here we are, getting great booties. Hi, Dan. We are working on bums today. Oh, and where am I? Sorry, I read that wrong. I'm just in London. I was gonna put the Paris again, but it looks kind of weird. I have to stand up more today, and I just was struggling with this angle of the camera, and so it might not be the best quality. I'll have to maybe rejig a few things and do another video on the butt, but we will see. So first of all, like I say, hydration key. Got my water here, got my tea as per the usual with my man friend here, which is super fun. I also have some peppermint tea, which is really good for helping your tummy if you're feeling anxious or upset or just feeling off. Get some nice music, some exercise music, whatever feels right for you. And if you've done some deep breathing, that's really good. If not, check out, I have a few videos on breathing because it's so super essential, and it really helps with the hip mobility. So yesterday we did a really good one. Man, my hips feel so good today after that. How about you? Let me know. Everything was just top notch yesterday, so hopefully you felt the same. And I want to talk about why the butt is so important. It sounds kind of superficial, but it really isn't. The reason why I like to I like to talk about the glutes so much is because I used to have really bad low back pain, chronic low back pain for like 20 something years. Kind of started with, I think it was partly inflammation as a kid, just eating the bad stuff that I shouldn't have been eating, like gluten and sugar and milk and all that stuff. But then I had a boating accident. This guy that we were with, we were young, I was 11. He went up onto one of the huge waves and then like crashed down. And I was sitting there with poor posture. Obviously, I'm 11. I don't give a crap about that. And it like really super compressed my spine and mostly in my low back. And I couldn't really run and walk. And anyway, so it was kind of a disaster for a while. But that kind of carried with me for the next 25 years or something. And so now I practically have no low back pain unless my glutes are tight. So when the glutes are tight, they affect the hips so much that if you're super tight, then your spine gets off as well. So you start to have things like hyperlordotic posture, which is like a very exaggerated curve. You've seen gymnasts and skaters, which I was both. So that's an opposite situation, but they have a very exaggerated curve, which I'll show you when I'm standing up. And so that creates tension into the low back, which carries up into the upper back, and then that creates sometimes a hunchback sort of a posture, which throws off the neck, which throws off the jaw, the head, and then down into the feet. So it depends on what area you're in pain. So I don't know, actually, are you guys in pain, or you just want to get a nice ass, or what? What is the intent? Again, and what's your intent for today? Relieving pain, relieving tension, getting a nice booty, whatever. You can type it in the comments. You can think about it. You can do whatever you want with that because, it's a free world. Do whatever you want. So that's really important. And then if the bum isn't strong, then it can actually create more low back pain. It can create knee pain, tension. If you're sitting all the time, that actually turns off your glute muscles as well. And then that would create knee pain, ankle pain, upper back pain, whatever your body sort of chooses to scream at you in the moment. I know, Kyle, we were talking about some upper back pain, so I'm hoping that you're feeling better from that as well. So so glutes are important. I don't care if people think it's superficial. It's not. It's imperative. So I'm happy that you're here. I wanted to start out with rolling. So if you have a ball, wonderful. I didn't really prep you for that, but I feel like I need it right now, and what I'm going to do is just roll my glutes against the wall. So if you do have a ball, this is like just a trigger point ball. Nothing super special. It's a little bit firm. A tennis ball works too. You can even get a golf ball, which is a little too hard, but if you're stuck and you don't have anything else, it's just sitting there right beside you right now, then you can grab that too. Just be very gentle and be careful. Again, tennis ball is great. Whatever size or pressure you want is fine. So here we go. Let's begin. So I'm going to hopefully see if you can see me. Let me know if you can't see what I'm doing. I would love to help you in any which way. So taking the ball and then just putting it on any spot in your glutes. You can go around the hips and down even into the glute max, I usually start on the hips, that's your glute med, and that helps to rotate your hips in and out depending on, rotates them in. And typically you don't want an internal rotation with hips. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. Sorry, the shadow isn't helping the situation, but I'm just putting the ball against the wall and then I'm finding a spot and I'm just pushing in. So you don't have to roll around, you don't have to do this. Hi Kathleen, thanks for showing up. We're just talking about intent and what you want to get out of this and what your intent is for the world and your life right now. So just pushing in, I find around here is the tightest for me, and then into the piriformis, which is right there, that creates a lot of tension, especially in pregnant women, because it rotates your hips out when your legs are straight, and it rotates them in when your leg is bent or when your knee is bent like that. So when anyone thinks they have sciatica, if they have a tightness running down the back of their leg into their foot, then typically it can be a piriformis syndrome, which is just a really tight piriformis over top of the sciatic nerve. So it may not be true sciatica, which is a pinching of the nerve through the sacrum. So I'm just kind of moving around, finding a few little spots. And this helps to relax your SI joints. Have you ever heard of SI inflammation, sacroiliac inflammation-itis? Now I can't remember what some people call it. But the SI joint is where the hips meet the sacrum, and each hip is actually unilateral, so it does its own thing. So if one hip is down, then the other one's typically up. So you always want them neutral, and that's what I'm going to stress with all of these 3 exercises this morning, is really trying to keep your hips level and neutral as much as possible. So don't need to use the ball for too long. This is something that I think I might do another video on if you're interested, and also rolling. I use a foam roller, and it is the best for stretching your legs, your thighs or quads, your hamstrings, even down into your lower legs and glutes too. So I've been doing that for, 10 years. Every time I hear someone who's never done it, I'm like, oh, feel the burn, baby. Feel the burn. So you can even stretch into this. Sorry, my back is to you, but I don't have another wall. But this is very similar to what we were doing yesterday. We were on the floor doing some deep breathing and really just engaging the lower core, or the core in general, lower abs, and that helps to relax the hips as well. Ooh, I just felt the SI joint move. So again, relaxing glutes is going to help with upper body pain as well. So just need a drink because I've been talking a lot. Okay, so you ready? Let's just dig into this. The first one I want to show you is external rotation of the hips. So that's going to engage the muscles that bring the hips out. It also turns off that glute med. So because the glute med rotates the hips forward, I'll show you as I stand up. Glute med rotates the hips forward. Everything gets really tight, and then it creates a chain reaction. So tight like this, now your low back is off because your SI joints are off, and it brings the tension all down the outsides of the legs. That pulls on the knee, and then it pulls the kneecap out, and then it starts to travel down the outside of the leg as well, down into the ankle, causes a pronation or a rotation of the foot and ankle, and then that creates a cascading effect down and up, and you tend to get a lot more pain and discomfort. So this is what we don't want. I don't know if you can tell. See how I rotate in, my back arches like this? But what I want you to do is we're going to engage the glutes up here and you're gonna pull, and then it gives even just like a nice curve on the butt, and that helps to relax everything. So it's pretty simple. All I want you to do is stand with your feet kind of hip width apart, and trying to keep your hips as level and neutral as possible. If you want, you can look in a mirror. I highly recommend that as much as possible, because you always want to keep level. So you're just standing normal. You're going to squeeze your glutes, just squeeze any which way, and then see if your knees rotate out. You see that again? See how my legs move out? So I did say that glute med actually rotates your hips in. Mostly the glute min, which is closer to the hips, on the outside of the hips, internally right there. But this is engaging the glute med, so that's going to help to rotate everything out. So I want you to do this. I want you to really feel that mind-body connection right now, so that you can actually feel your glutes engaging. And I want you to feel your knees rotating out as well. So you can even put your hands where you feel it. So you should be feeling it right here. Even into here, your glute min is here, and you don't want to activate that anymore because we all have really tight hips as it is as a society. You don't want to, typically you don't want to increase any internal rotation, shoulders, hips, knees, whatever it is. We as a society are too far forward as it is. So rotating out is the best thing that you can do. It's also going to create a really nice dip right here. I don't think you can see it, but you know how some people have like that little dip here? It helps to create that as well. So I'll do it from the side, so I'm standing normal. And it also indirectly pulls your abs up as well. So I'm barely even moving. All I'm doing is squeezing my butt, and then everything's rotating in. So do that, do it at least 10 times. If you've already done it about 10, that's okay. I'm just gonna do a few. And you can hold it for 1 or 2 seconds. I would say do this 3 times a day. I even recommend, like if you're brushing your teeth, incorporate it into that, because sometimes we don't want to make time for exercise, and that's okay. I'm the same. Some days I just want to be lazy as all get out, and I don't want to exercise. But these are easy little movements that you can do all day long if you want. I do want to point out something though, that if you're going to do it all day long, you might get tight and you'll need to use the ball to roll out your glutes. And maybe even just do that. You could do that figure 4 exercise, stretch that we did 2 days ago. And that'll help relax your glutes. How you doing? I've done quite a few now. Does it feel hard to get that muscle engagement, or does it feel okay? If you really tune in and put your hands on those spots, then you'll feel it. You might even feel some tension even into the adductors, because when the hips are rotated in the adductors down here, which some people call the groin muscles, they get really tight too. So this exercise will help to pull those hips out. So keep doing those. I'm just going to check comments because I see some people are. Hi, Chloe. Ah, Kim, thanks. She said, well, that's simple. You're so smart. Thank you. It's honestly been a learning curve, like 10 years for me, trying to figure out all this stuff and incorporate everything into my daily life. Because again, like I hated having back pain. It was the worst. So I don't want anyone to have it. And if you got some rock hard glutes, like hello, that's amazing. So how are you feeling? Do that, like I say, 3 times a day at least, 10 to 12 times, whatever you want, and do it while you're brushing your teeth. So External rotation. So I want to do another glute med exercise. Hey Lise, how you doing? So we just sort of engaged the glute med, but we also engaged other muscles like the piriformis while we were doing that external rotation. Right now I want to really focus on the glute med. So with this one, just do that external hip rotation. Make sure that your hips are neutral, and you're just going to, this is hard because you can't see my foot, but you're just going to pick up your foot behind you very minutely, like just like pick it up a very small amount. I don't even know how I could show you what my foot is doing. I do have another YouTube video on this, but try it again. So recenter, so hips are level, pulling your hips out because your glutes are engaged. You can put your hand on your hip where that glute med muscle is again, here. And that's exactly where you want to feel this engagement. So yeah, I would just literally move my foot very small amount. So you'll want to feel that mind-body connection. Again, feel it with your hand. That'll help your mind organize it better. And I'll do it from the side. I have to move this mat. It's driving me nuts. Okay. So again, hips are level, squeezing, and then just picking up your foot. See how you can barely even tell that I moved? And then just do that. If you feel like you can't get that engagement again, just stop, reassess, hips are in alignment, squeeze, and then just really gently pick up your foot. You're literally moving it like this much. I don't want you to do this. You can do that if you've been able to fully engage that glute med with that mind-body connection. But doing this, it starts to engage the low back. It engages the quadratus lumborum, which creates that hyperlordotic curve that I was talking about. And I don't want you to do that. Not right now anyway, because we're really just focusing on glutes. Again, it's all about the mind-body connection and really learning and becoming aware of what muscle you're using. This is that work smarter, not harder thing that I keep talking about. I don't know if you can, maybe if we go back further. Okay, so reset, squeeze. See how I'm just moving very slightly? You can even tuck your core if that feels better. And then reset. Let's do 10 to 15. Remembering that your hips want to be level. So again, you want them level here. So ensuring that first, squeezing, and then lifting. Even I can see mine's a little off. You can do one, then reset, and then do it again. How's that feel? It's again this spot right there, glute med. So that's gonna get the top. It's gonna get the top part of your glutes, which helps to make that nice round part at the top. Hi, Sean. Holy moly, all the way from Yukon. Nice to see you. How's staff? Okay, so we're gonna do the other side now. So I'll stand back here because I think that's the best. Give me practice for more videos. So level, squeeze. You can hang on to something. I'm gonna hang on with this hand and then just pick up your foot. So you'll want to feel that right in your glute, not even necessarily in your leg at all. So if you start to feel tension in your legs, just stop, reset, squeeze, and then squeeze your glute med. Are you working up a sweat? Because honestly, the more you get that mind-body connection, the more effective the workout is. Like, I'm actually kind of shaking a bit because I'm really trying to focus on, okay, even squeezing my abs, rotating out. So both of my glute meds are already engaged, my piriformis on both sides. And now I'm really just focusing on that glute med. I'll do it from the side. You can see right there. I hope you can still hear me. I feel like I'm so far away from you. Remember, just a little bit of movement from your foot. You don't want to be doing this. You're not ready for that yet unless you've been doing these for a long time. I can still engage here, but a lot of people start to swing everything, and you want to be very diligent, very focused with this. So again, resetting, and feel that right there. It's going to take knee pain away, ankle problems, bunions, like upper back pain. It's very, very effective. Do you feel like it's cramping up? I think that's pretty good. Do you want to do more? Or okay, I'll do 5 more. What kind of music are you listening to? Rihanna? Rihanna for these simple teeny tiny movements. Okay, so again, do that 3 times a day. You can do it all day, every day, if that's what you want. But you can do that one while you're brushing your teeth too. You can do it in the morning. You could do it at night. You could do it at your lunch break, whatever you want. So we first had the external rotation. So that's going to be the beginning of the glute med exercise. And now I want to show you glute max. So glute max is like the big part of the glutes, like the really nice meaty part. It's actually one of the biggest muscles in your body. And it helps to, first of all, make you look like you have a really nice butt. And it kind of helps to lift from below. And it gives like the curve out. So if you have a flat bum, I would recommend doing those 2 exercises plus this one coming up. And also thinking about how you walk. Because the glute max, it extends the leg, so it does this. If you're walking like that, then you will forever just be engaging your glute max and have a really nice butt all the time. But if you're a hip swisher, then you probably aren't even engaging your glutes at all. So I don't know if I can show the difference, but so if you walk like one foot in front of the other, I'm actually squeezing my butt. I don't know if you can tell. Versus when women walk like this, that's like creating saddlebags. You don't want that. Okay, I'll show you the difference again. I'll walk back and then forward. So I'm engaging my glute max. So I'm extending my leg back. Whereas hip swishers, I don't even know how to do it. It's like, you can do that. You can do that if like you're doing a fitness show or something, but work your glutes first and then show them off. Okay, so glute max, this is the last one. This might be a short video, maybe not, 29 minutes. Okay, glute max. So hang on to something, a wall, and what you're gonna do, I'll just show you first, is you're actually going to bend your knee and your foot, you want it to point down. So you want it to be like this. It's just a terrible setup. Anyway, thanks for playing along. So you want to engage, you want to external rotate, you want to focus on squeezing both of your glute max right now while you pick up one foot, and then you're going to push back. So you shouldn't feel any tension up here at all. You should feel all the tension here. And if you can't right now, that's okay. This is a big one. And sometimes it's hard for people to truly engage that muscle, especially if you've been sitting a long time or you sit for your job, all of that. So you can see how I have like that roundness to my butt, and that's because I do things like this. And I don't use any weight. I use 0 weight on this kind of stuff because when you get that mind-body connection, you don't actually need to keep pushing up the amounts of weight that you're trying to do, which is perfect for home workouts because a lot of people don't have weights at their house. But when you increase the weight all the time, then a lot of the times you start doing stuff like this. And your low back's involved, your core's not tight anymore. So it's very important to get that mind-body connection and do very simple movements. Do calculated but simple movements. So again, working smarter, not harder. Why would you want to go to the gym, lift a billion things of weight, and then hurt yourself? Like if you know how to lift weight, that's great. But if you're going there thinking, oh, I need to lift weight to have a nice butt or to do whatever, gain whatever muscle that you want, you don't. You just have to have that awareness. So do this at least 3 times a day, 10 to 15 times, and you will see dramatic results, especially if you eat plants and you're vegan. You can do whatever you want, but shit, I'll tell you, ever since I stopped eating meat and like really have no dairy at all, so kind of technically maybe not vegan in those moments, but my muscle building has skyrocketed. Like I'm not even gonna lie, like I barely do anything. This is what I do. That even gets into your hamstring. Because your leg is bent like this, it's engaging your hamstring too. Okay, let's do the other side. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I might just have to do it like this, and then you just watch me from this side because I have nothing else to hold on to. And I think holding on is super beneficial because you don't want to be worrying about balance right now. You just want to engage. So keeping your hips level is important. And you might even have one side that's not quite as developed as the other. That's my right side. So it's kind of a shame that you can't see it, but maybe the illusion is still there. So if you're feeling like you're starting to engage your low back, then stop, re-engage the glute, like the external rotation that I was talking about. Hang on, squeeze both glute max, squeeze here. You want to feel the tightness here and the tension, and then do that small movement again. Trying to look down and even trying to make sure that your foot is neutral as well. You don't want it off like this or like that. You want it super neutral. You can even pull your core up a bit if that feels good. But again, you shouldn't have much tension on your low back right now because I don't want you to use it. I want this to be fully glute max engagement. Ooh, I'm getting shaky. How about you? Look how teeny tiny these exercises were. You really don't have to do much at all. And I'm feeling the burn. You feeling the burn? Feeling it, Kim says. Nice, I love it. I'm a little bit out of breath. How are you doing? Oh, have some water. Okay, that was really fun. What did you think? Let me know. That is something that I try and do at least 4 times a week, 3 times a day. I should be doing it every day because I love it and it's very beneficial. But that's up to you. Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, I don't know how to end it right now. My brain's a little bit tired when I start to work out. I go a little bit goo-goo brain. So if you have any comments, please let me know. I'm thinking we'll do some sort of upper body exercise tomorrow. And then I can't wait to do lunges with you because we're going to take what we just learned, those 3 exercises, and then we're going to throw it into a lunge, which any small movement or change of direction of where your foot is, your leg is, your knee is, all of that, you can engage so many different areas of the legs, glutes, hamstrings, quads, whatever. Lunges are so versatile and awesome. So in a couple of days we'll do those, but stay tuned. Keep drinking your water, keep listening to good music, staying healthy mentally and physically. Social distancing, very important right now. Let's take it all seriously and let's just send love to each other instead of like, ugh, you can't do this and can't do that and you take too much toilet paper. It's like, whatevs. Like, it is what it is. We're just gonna all have to get along and we're in this together. And I'm here with you and I can't wait to see you tomorrow and I'll see you later. Bye!